Hey guys, this is OG Silverback here, fresh out again. I just wanted to share with you guys, I launched a new channel called The Warrior's Den. This is an important channel because I had a busting cheek series and I was talking about guys how they can prevent their cheeks from getting busted. And so what I did was I launched a separate channel to teach you guys the skill to actually understand self-defense and to protect yourself while you're in prison so that you don't get your manhood taken. This is very important because there's psychological traumas behind that. And I'm also pleased to I'm pleased to share with you guys that I'm hooked up with Casey Lake, one of my head martial arts instructors. He's going to teach you self-defense, hypnotherapy, because if you get your cheeks busted, there's a lot of psychological trauma. I have a cousin that had his cheeks busted early on in reform school, and he grew up to become a mass murderer. True story. So Casey Lake has a hypnotherapy to go down into your subconscious to heal your psyche, to heal the little child that got their cheeks busted. And I want you guys to come over to my new channel. I'm going to teach you all type of evasive self-defense survival skills. And then more importantly, guys, we're going to go into nutrition. I'm going to help you guys to get on the isogenics plan because it's going to power you up. So if you have to go to prison, unfortunately, you have the power to survive any 6'8" chocolate thunder trying to bust your cheeks. And then hopefully after you get out of prison, you'll join me and continue on with the network marketing so you can make residual income and not go back to prison and reduce the recidivism rate. So I look forward to you guys coming over to the new channel, Warrior's Den. Look for launching next week. And then if you guys have any question, we're going to be streaming live video as far as the different self-defense techniques, very efficient, and it's going to prevent you from having your cheeks busted, which is very traumatic. So until next time, OG Silverback, out.
And gather round, OG Silverback here. And today, I have a tale of education, and I have a tale of illumination as we continue with the Cheek Busting University. Welcome to video number 2, which we titled here, Busting Cheeks 201, which is an introduction to the world of forced butt sex. Guys, I had to make this video because there's a large community on YouTube that when I make these videos about busting cheeks or cheek busting, every race is quick to jump on the bandwagon and say, "Oh, you know, that doesn't happen with the Woods," or "Hey, that doesn't happen with the Vatos," you know. "Hey, that doesn't happen with the brothers." "Hey, that doesn't happen with the Asians," right? Everybody's quick to jump on that bandwagon. You have to ask yourself why. Well, with this introduction into cheek busting, I'm going to go way deep into why this is, guys. Because cheek busting has been around since men have been incarcerated. And here's the whole thing I wanted to share with you guys. I want to share with you some research. A significant portion of victims of rape or other sexual violent incidents are male. A significant portion. Historically, rape was thought to be and defined as a crime committed solely against women. This belief is still held in some parts of the world, but rape of men is now commonly criminalized and has been subject to more discussions than in the past. Rape of males is still taboo and has a negative connotation among heterosexual and homosexual men. Community and service providers often react to the sexual orientation of male victims and the gender of their perpetrators. Now, here's the key point I want to share with you guys, and I'm going to elaborate on it. It may be difficult for male victims to report a sexual assault they experienced, especially in a society with a strong masculine custom, i.e. prison. They might be afraid that people will doubt their sexual orientation and label them homosexual, especially if raped by a male, or that they may be seen as unmasculine because they were a victim. So here's the whole thing, guys. Butt sex is looked down upon by the general society because the guy that is receiving the baloney pony is looked at as unmasculine or as effeminized, right? So when you have these gang members in prison, dude, you have these shot callers, you have these affiliated guys with this masculine machismo, like, yeah, you know, I'm running stuff, I'm a bad man, you know, I'm a hard man, right? They got this identity that they have to not only maintain in prison, which is very necessary, but to their family and their family members and loved ones on the street. Because who wants to look up to somebody who has their anus violated or tampered with, right? Who wants to look up to somebody who has sex with other men, right? Now, if you're in a homosexual community, that's fine because that is an accepted behavior. But in heterosexual, and you talk about nuclear families, is not. And that's why these different gang members and affiliate guys and guys from the hood and the barrio and, you know, from these other sets and cliques, they always jump on my videos talking about, oh, it doesn't happen in their car, it doesn't happen in that car. And I want to explain to you in this intro to Busting Cheeks how they have it confused and how I want you to understand the reality of it. So we're going to continue. Mostly male victims try to hide and deny their victimization, similar to female victims, unless they have serious physical injuries. Especially the male victims may be very vague in explaining their injuries when they are seeking medical or mental health services. Like, guys don't like to report it, and here's the whole thing about forced butt sex, right? It doesn't have to be like they portray it in the movies, man, where guys jump you and beat you up and all this stuff. It could be forced mentally, right? It could be forced emotionally, right? It could be forced through peer pressure, right? Like you can have a shot caller who insinuates to you like, hey, you know, to be part of this association or part of this group or part of this clique or part of this gang, you know what I mean? We show love to the homies. You ever see that movie called Training Day? When the guy goes to the cop, man, the Mexican dude. I love him. He goes, hey, Holmes, have you ever had your shit pushed up in you? And then the one shorter Mexican dude goes, yeah, I've had my shit pushed up in me all the way up in me. And then the other one goes, yeah, I always get love from the homies, right? There's something particularly interesting about that scene, right? It's very thought-provoking when you listen to what's going on, what's being said. And that's why the white cop, the young dude, gets up and just slugs the shot caller, man, because he knows what time it is, man. And so as you look at these different documentaries that they have, not on YouTube channels, but just in general, it shows a lot about gang members that have sex consensually within their car or within their set or their affiliation, right? But see, a lot of it is consensual, but some of it is forced in a way where, yeah, maybe you don't get beat up, like what I've seen in the Pinta homes. But you can have a person intimidate you to a fact where you just feel like it's the right thing to do, man. Let's continue. Research. Here we go. Research about male victim rape had only just begun to appear by 1980, focusing mainly on male children. The studies of sexual assault in correctional facilities, focusing specifically on the consequences of this type of rape, were available in the early 1980s, but nothing was available during the previous years. Most of the literature regarding rape and sexual assault focuses on female victims, man. And here's the whole thing. I want to talk to you guys about this, man. They started suppressing that information in the 80s because a lot of groups and a lot of activists were feeling that men shouldn't get their buttholes taken, you know, involuntarily, right? They think that if you want to have anal sex, you should do it consensually. But the reality is, man, you know, when you go to these level 4, level 5 prisons, bro, this is what I wanted to share with you guys, that, you know, you make these comments like, hey, Holmes, this car doesn't do that, or hey, the brothers don't roll like this, hey, the Woods don't roll like that, hey, the Asians don't roll like that. Here's the truth of it. If you have a grown man, let's just say the dude is 25 years old, man, and he's doing life in prison without the possibility of parole, never getting out. He still has sexual urges. You can only choke your chicken so much, fellas. And if you lift weights and you work out a lot like they do in a pen, dude, you're gonna get calluses. It doesn't feel good, man, on your pecker, Holmes. It doesn't. It doesn't feel good on your baloney pony. So then you see these. Let's say you've done 10 years already. You've been strong. You've been like, hey, man, I'm not gonna force sex on a dude. I'm not gonna engage in the homosexual activity, even though they have homosexuals in there that flaming look like women, man. So let's say you play this role, right? But then you just realize you're never getting out. So you get the younger dudes coming in. Some of them are effeminized, and I'm not picking on millennial guys, but they don't carry themselves in such a way. Like a lot of guys prior to going to prison don't like to work out and then be getting into fights. Like there's a large majority of guys never even been in a fight in our current society. So you walk into the belly of the beast like level 4, level 5, dude. Like you go into like Pelican Bay, man, and Corcoran, dude. Look it up on YouTube, bro. There's dudes that are never, ever, ever getting out, and now they're the dude that was 25 initially when he got his life sentence or double life or triple life or life without possibility. Now he's 35. He's been doing his burpees. He's been doing his good morning wake-up calls. He's been running the yard. He's been doing his pull-ups and dips, bro. He's been practicing fighting techniques, bro. And they see you a little soft dude, and here it is. You're not affiliated, bro. Dude, first he's going to try like what I call the pimping method, man, you know, or the subversive method. Hey, man, it's your first time to the pen, man. What you in here for, man? Hey, so who you affiliated with, who you associated with, you know, who's your clique?
You know, I'm just, you know, I'm just a dude, man, and I came home, my wife was having sex with a dude, and I just lost it, and I had some scissors in my hand, I just started stabbing the dude, and I realized he was dead. And I feel so bad.
Yeah, man, it's unfortunate, man. Hey, but you know, you ever need somebody to talk to you, man, or somebody to show you around how prison works, you know, let me know. Hey, man, by the way, man, would you like some soups, man, or would you like some candy, man? It's a candy bar, man? Would you like a Mr. Good bar? You don't know how prison works and everything, so then you take the dude's food and you eat it. And then the dude's going to do, next time you guys go to the yard, he's going to take his stuff, and then he's going to have one of his homies come over, take all of his, you know, his, what did they used to call the canteen, man? Let's just call it Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams. He's going to take all that out of the cell. Then when you come back in the cell, he's going to be playing his role like he's so distraught. Like, man, shoot, man, I had a gambling debt, man, and man, I had to pay all of my Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams, you know, to the affiliates, man. Or they was gonna put some work in on me. Hey, can you help me out, man? Remember I gave you them soups and I gave you them Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams and Mr. Good Bar?
Yeah, but you know, man, I killed my wife and I don't have anybody out there to help me.
And then, dude, I need some help from you, man. So I mean, I'm just feeling kind of worked up, man. I was wondering if you could comfort me, man.
Sure, man, I really appreciate you, you know, like, giving me the candy bar and the soups and the chips and stuff, man.
Yeah, well, I need you to comfort me.
You want a hug?
Man, I want you to hug, but go lower down.
Hey, man, what do you mean, man?
Hey, that's how it works in here, man. Like, we look out for each other, you know what I mean? And I did you a justice. I did you a solid, Holmes, you know what I mean? So now you're going to do me a solid.
Hey, bro, I'm not gay.
Hey, I'm not gay either, man. You know what I mean? Don't worry about the fact that I've been in prison for 10 years, doing burpees every day, pull-ups and dips, running, practicing fighting techniques. I've been shanking dudes. Don't worry about the fact that I got a shank underneath your bed, homie. You know what I mean? The knowledge I just happen to have in my hand. I'm just saying, you know, that's how we help each other, man. So, you know, I helped you. I want you to help me. Now, a guy that doesn't have a strong constitution, he's going to do whatever the dude says to do, man. Now, is that forced butt fucking? To me, it's coercion through manipulation, right? So that's just one example, guys. Let me share with you about this other one, man. Only recently have some other forms of sexual violence against men been considered. In the 2010-2012 National Intimate Partner in Sexual Violence Survey and prior edition of this study completed in 2010, the Center for Disease Control measured a category of sexual violence called being made to penetrate, which captures instances in which victims were forced or attempt to sexually penetrate someone of either sex, either by physical force or coercion, or when the victim was intoxicated or otherwise unable to consent. A lot of guys, man, in prison, man, they you act like they're cool and everything. They want to give you some Pruno, dude, or some guys have weed in prison, bro. Drugs are prolific in prison, man. And I just want to share with you, man, like, a lot of guys will use different tactics, man, to then get you in a position where, yeah, maybe they're not breaking you off and beating you down, but they're forcing you to have butt sex that you didn't sign up for. So that's all I'm saying, guys. I just wanted to share that with you. Those are my thoughts, man. You know what I mean? Leave your comments, because I know you always will. But that's just my experience as an unaffiliated, non-affiliated, non-gang member, square dude just ended up in prison under some bad circumstances. And so, guys, if you like this here, you want to see the raw, uncut version, go to my Patreon, man, where I'm going to serve it to you raw, because out of respect for Fresh Out, Big Herc, and Big Ant, this is the PG-13 version. This is to educate and illuminate and share with you what's going on with this cheek busting university. And so please stay tuned for the next video, which is coming up. It's going to be called Busting Cheeks 301, the history of cheek busting, where we go way deep into the history. But if you want the raw, uncut version of Busting Cheeks 201, the introduction, I'm gonna lace you with some down and dirty stuff. Go over to my Patreon and subscribe. Until next time, OG Silverback out.